From Anshei Sphard-Beth Emeth congregation, it's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Parshat Pinechas, Moshe's last Hurrah. In Parshat Pinechas, we have a very strange pasuk. It's so strange that the Baal HaTurim, Yaakov Baal HaTurim, a great halachic scholar from the 15th century, he says that we do not find this pasuk anywhere. Ein pasuk acher kazeh b'Torah. There's no other verse like this in the Torah. It says, Vaydaber Moshe el Hashem lemor. Moses spoke unto God, saying. How many times, tens and tens of times in the Torah does it say, and the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor? And here it's the opposite. And Moses spoke unto God, saying. What's the context? Context is God turns to Moshe and he says, that's it, you're finished. You're going to go up to the mountain. You will die like your brother died. You have sinned in the story of the hitting of the rock or whatever Moshe did in the sin there. And therefore, you will not take the Jewish people to the land of Israel. And Moshe turns to God. And on this last time, he turns and uses, the Torah uses the same language to describe his words to Moshe, to Hashem, as it usually uses to describe Hashem's words to the Jews. And he says, and Moshe spoke unto the Lord, saying. It's not just that he said it, vayomer, softer language, vaydaber, it's harsher, and it's lemor, he wants God to do something about it. Rashi says lemor, what does lemor mean? What do you mean, spoke to God saying? What does that mean, saying? It means he wants a response. In other words, you might say, oh, I'm dying? Okay, well, I'm dying. I have my last request, and then that's it. You don't get any, after the last request, there's no other discussion. He says, no, I want lemor. I want an answer to this question. It's a demand. It's like one person speaks to another. The Sifri says that Rabbi Eliezer says, there are 4 places where Moshe asked something from God, and he responded. It's something remarkable where the human being asks for something and God responds, but only here described in the same terms in which God commands the Jews. Rashi is of 2 minds as to whether this is, sort of a good thing or a bad thing. The Baal HaTurim said, this shows that, Moshe turned to God. He said, look, you spoke to me so many times. So do me a favor. As someone who's spoken to you so many times, I have a favor to ask from you. Rashi says that, look, it's so amazing. I mean, here's a man on his deathbed, and what is he worried about? Not himself. He's worried about the future of the Jewish people, the Iskei Tzibur, about the communal matters. So impressive. And yet Rashi also says that if you look at the very next section of the Torah, it's Vaydaber Hashem Moshe lemor. There, Hashem speaks again to Moshe. And Rashi says, Moshe, don't tell me what I should do for the Jews. I'll tell you what the Jews should do for me. They should bring the daily sacrifice. They should worship God every single day. They should, every holiday, every Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh, all the various sacrifices that form the basis of the holidays and the daily prayers today. So that Rashi sounds like he's not so comfortable with this passage. What do you mean that Hashem is telling, Moshe is telling Hashem what he should do, how he should lead the Jewish people? The Or Chaim asks the question, he says, what do you think? God's going to abandon the Jews? There's not going to be another leader? A leader will emerge, or God will make sure that there's another leader. Moshe has to ask this question, as if they'd be like sheep without any shepherd at all. What is he thinking? What is Moshe thinking? Or Chaim says, you know what? Moshe has a very good point. He says, I don't know if anyone can do what I do. Because in order to be a leader, you have to relate to everyone. You're going to have people who are angry. You're going to have people who have this kind of an idea and that kind of an idea. There are going to be people pulling in this direction, people pulling in that direction. And you have to know, you have to be able to go with the spirit of each person. You have to sort of be connected and get into the vibes of the spirit of these kind of people and those kind of people and relate to them and respond to them and deal with them in order to be a leader of the Jews. How is it possible? Or Chaim HaKadosh, Chaim Ben Attar, rabbi, mystic from a few hundred years ago. So he said, Moshe is unique. From the mystics say that Moshe has the soul of every Jew. He's the root of the soul of every Jew. All the Jewish souls sort of come from him. There's an idea that on Shabbos we kind of partake of Moshe. We get connected to his soul. Shabbos is Moshe's day. There's this kind of a mystical idea. In other words, his soul so deeply connected to ours because Moshe is the teacher of Torah, and Torah is part of our soul. The neshama, the Mishnah, the humanity is written, inscribed in our soul is the Torah, and Moshe is the father of Torah. He's the teacher of Torah, the transmitter of Torah. So connected. And the question is, could anyone ever do this job again like Moshe did it? It's a very big challenge. It's an interesting question. Did Yoshua do as good a job? Was he just a mere reflection, a poor imitation and copy? Or was indeed Yoshua able, as it seems here, to transmit the tradition, to be truly the first nismach, the person who received the hands of Moshe laid on his head and be able to be just like him? If we look at this section, we see Moshe as making his last hurrah. Moshe is saying, I may be on my deathbed, I may be in my last hour, but I've got a lot of energy left. I've got tremendous passion for the Jewish people, those same people who gave him such a hard time all those years. He's still Moshe Rabbeinu. He's our shepherd. He doesn't want the Jews to be without a shepherd. He's thinking about the Jews to his dying day. And he has the audacity to turn to God in the same way that God commands us to do a mitzvah. Moshe turned to God and almost demanded of him that there be a man appointed in his stead, somebody who could truly lead the Jewish people. This is Moshe Rabbeinu, lo naslicho. It says at the end of the Torah that he just didn't wither at all. He was fresh to the last day. That's really not so important. Did he look young when he died or not? That's not the question. The essence of that idea is that Moshe, to his last day, was Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe our teacher, Moshe our leader, Moshe who cared about the Jewish people, Moshe who wanted the Jews to continue to have a ro'eh ne'eman, to have a faithful shepherd who would lead them courageously into the future. Thank you for joining us here at the Anshei Sphard-Beth Emeth congregation here in Memphis, Tennessee. Join us each week for a discussion of the Parsha and the various holidays. And thanks to Jason Lefkowitz, our producer. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein. To learn more, visit asb.org.